I'm pretty sure I'm in focus. But hello, this is my first time ever doing a vlog, but I'm going to be moving soon because of circumstances that are out of my control. My landlord sold the house out from under us, and I was just looking around thinking, like, I really kind of want to document this moment and this time. And so I had this camera laying around from taking video of other things, and I thought, why not? I may not look perfect right now, but you know, it's late at night. It's like 11, which may not seem that late, but I have to be up pretty early to teach a class. But I did it anyway. I set it up anyway. And I wanted to share that with other people, which is not an urge I've ever really had before. It's new for me, but I figured I would, you know, why not? What's the harm, basically? For those of you who may be watching this video first out of all the videos I've ever made, which isn't totally unlikely, since I haven't made that many, I am an artist. I make comics and I paint, among other things. I sort of try to do a lot of different things and push myself, because you kind of have to as an illustrator, but generally I would say my favorite things to do are to make comics, and certainly to tell stories, to write, and to paint. And recently I've been feeling this weird mix of like a sense of accomplishment, because I mean 2020 was weird for everybody, and I definitely I was laid off from my job in March, and then I went on unemployment, and I was lucky because that lasted for a long time, but at the same time I was like, well, what else am I doing with my day? I guess I better start trying to be more professional as an artist. And it's definitely been slow going, but there have been so many times this past year when I've been surprised by how willing people were to support me, or how much I was capable of doing, or at least trying to do, if I really like forced myself. With most things in my life, I thrive with a lot of structure. I thrive with, you know, having a set guide of things to do, and if it's me setting the guides, even that's not quite the same. So it's just been exciting to see that, like, with a little bit of structure, I've been able to try a lot of new things, and also that people are like willing to engage and like be interested in that, which I really wasn't expecting. Like my when I first opened up commissions, I had opened up commissions in before and gotten like no response. I had, you know, gotten maybe one commission, but when I moved, I was like, listen, I will be probably okay with this, like I'll figure other stuff out, but for this month I really need to like do commissions. And so I set up $10 icon commissions, nothing fancy, you know, and please don't yell at me for underpricing. I was just like, I know how much money other people have, and $10 is a good price point for them, and on commissions alone, I paid my rent that month, which was it was a shock to me. Nothing like that had ever happened to me before, you know. I'd made like some money on art, but never to a point where I was like, okay, like at least for this month, for this thing, I'm covered, and it's by work that I'm doing that people want from me, that is art. It's a weird new feeling. All my favorite stuff from the sketchbooks that I've done this year, plus some extra digital drawings, which is cool because it's kind of like a way of showing people what my year has been like. I mean, not in a, sorry, that's the printer, not in a, what's the word I'm looking for, comprehensive way, but at least in a way that's, again, like a way to find connection. And then the last thing that I'm probably the most excited about, and this copy is kind of messed up because it's the first one I tried, so I had to kind of test it out, but it's the first time I've ever printed out a comic and felt like, oh, this is kind of professional. Like, this maybe kind of looks like something that you would see in a story, except for that I have to guillotine this edge off. But other than that, like, I found one cardstock for the cover, and then another one for the inside. I painted everything myself, and I feel like the printing came out pretty nice, which is really exciting because I was super worried that like there was gonna be something wrong with the printing, or I had like formatted everything wrong and it wasn't gonna work. But like, it's just kind of cool, you know. Hopefully someday I'll publish a graphic novel with an actual publishing company, and they'll be doing most of the pre-press and stuff, and I'll just have to worry about the art. But it feels kind of good that the first version of this that I'm making is something that I did completely under my own power, you know? not to say that I'm like inspired by myself, but more that I realize that it's possible to push past what I think my limits are, which is maybe a lesson that everyone has been learning this year, considering it is 2020. What are you gonna do? This image is the one that I sent to HiveWorks to apply for them. I don't know whether that I got in, or if they've even read the email and the pitch that I sent them. But it was exciting to do that too, because it's the first time I've ever pitched a comic to someone, and also it's been my dream to pitch to HiveWorks and hopefully get their support since I was in high school, which by now is like 5 years ago. So it's I guess I've been reflecting a lot on how day by day it doesn't really feel like anything has been changing for me. I just keep doing the same thing every day. But now looking back over the course of the year, I'm overwhelmed by how many new things I've tried and how much my life has changed. It feels weird to be positive. I will say, I mean, every little thing that exists, it feels like you have to acknowledge that, oh, everything sucks right now. Even more than usual, Globalized capitalism aside, we also have the problem of the global pandemic, the fascist currently trying to take over my country. So it feels weird and almost like wrong and in poor taste to feel positively about anything, but I kind of can't help it. Not because I think I'm the greatest or anything, but I don't know, just because I feel like I'm moving in the direction that I set out to move in, and that feels good. It feels affirming to my sense of self. Anyway, I should really get to bed. I was going to talk about the commodification of the self and all this other stuff that I think about when I think about vlogs, but I'm not going to do that tonight because it's already kind of late and I still have to teach that class, and it's actually an hour later than when I started filming this because I got distracted, which happens a lot. But if you watched through this, thank you.